Hi Jackie, it's Mike again. I just wanted to go do some fine tuning with you and go through some of your work and see what adjustments and corrections we need to make. So without further ado, let's take a look at one of the spreadsheets. Okay, so we're looking at the Miguel Lorenzini spreadsheet, and we're only going to look at this one. And the things that I'm going to point out to you on this one, I want you to apply to the William Horn and the Tortuga if needed. So let's go through, let's start up at the top here, start with the first TDA that was redeemed. Everything looks okay here. You've got the purchase date, the redemption date, face amount, interest, and totals. The next step, of course, we want to go over to the TDA page and look that up. So 705, I've already got that queued up. So you've got it, yes, redeemed here for the clerk of court fee, and yes, redeemed here for the certificates. So then we want to copy this master certificate number and take it over to the snapshot page and find it. So let's do that. Okay, so it's right here. Here's the thing that I want you to be careful of. When you're going through here, recall you've got to match up and find all the certificates that are tied to this strap number. So that's the master certificate right here, 11010228. But you can see that's the strap number. Right below it, there's another strap number that's exactly the same. These two strap numbers match up. Therefore, this certificate is also tied to that redemption or that TDA. So we need to copy both of those certificate numbers and go back and deposit them in the holdings on the holdings page. Okay, so that would go on the holdings page, and those are being left out. I want to make sure you get that point, because that's one of the few mistakes you're making at this point, but we have to get that right, because the dollar balance will never be correct unless we get the total amount of certificates that are redeemed. Okay, so the TDA page looks good. Let's go back to the redemptions page. One other thing I wanted to point out to you. Okay, when up here there was a clerk of court fee that was redeemed, and you included it with the interest, the total amount, and then here, down here, this one, you separated them. I really don't care which way you go. I just ask you to be consistent with it. But one of the things that I'll point out to you on the interest down here on the clerk of court fee redemption, you did not include that in the interest, so let me correct that. So that was pure interest. So it was included in the total, but not as interest, and that is interest. So that needs to be included there. Okay, so hope that makes sense to you. And the last thing I wanted to point out to you was with regard to when clerk of court fees are redeemed by themselves, as it was in D15 000352. This one, that's clearly a clerk of court fee that was redeemed by itself, which means that the certificates that go along with that TDA were not redeemed at this time. They may have been done or redeemed before. Let's take a look at 352. So let's go to the TDA page. 352. No, they have not been redeemed. So what that means is in this month only the clerk of court fee was redeemed, and when that happens, here's the point. When that happens, there are no certificates that are redeemed, and therefore they don't need to be deposited on the holdings page. So, or they also do not need to be searched as well on the snapshot page. Can't talk today. So there's no need to copy this and take it to the snapshot page when the clerk of court fee is the only thing that's redeemed with regard to that TDA number. So you don't need to go deposit it on the holdings page either. And I think I saw a couple of those that were done that way. I'll try to find one right now. Let's see. Let's try 210's another one. Let's try that one. So let's look that up. 210. Okay, so that's the master certificate number, and yeah, that's it right there. So that did not need to be deposited on the holdings. So keep that in mind, because in the future, if we do that and then I take that certificate off of the holdings page, it's basically going to result in a lower total dollar amount for the holdings. So we don't want that, and that would throw off on the balances, would just not be correct. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Those are the little tweaks that I need you to do, and they may or may not have been included initially on the training, but as we go, these are the tweaks that we need to make to ensure that the statements are correct. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions. That's very important. And otherwise, go back through the Lorenzini and Horn, and if need be, Tortuga statements again, and make sure that they're done with these adjustments. Okay, thanks, and we'll get it. We'll get there. You're making progress. You're doing a good job. It's just that we're down to the point where we need to make the final little tweaks and get it right. Okay, thanks so much, and have a great day. Talk to you soon.